says the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not from the Father, but from the world. That means all this carnal things, all this thefts, warring, all this lust, sex, that's not from God. It's not what He intended for us. That's what we wanted. That's what He gave us.
Mm-hmm.
He turned us
Yeah.
over to our own desires. My people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up to their own heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsels. So, I mean, that's why everything to me goes back to the garden. Every time I study scripture, I'm back in the garden, figuring out what happened in the garden. Like why are we here? What was the original creation? Was it this flesh body? Well, how could you believe that as a Christian that God put us in these flesh bodies where you're basically in bondage to it. You got to eat, sleep, defecate, urinate, wash. If you don't wash, you're going to stink. You think God put us in these bodies as His children in the beginning? I don't think so. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and the feather fowls like as the sand of the sea. He let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations. So they did eat, and were well filled, for it gave them their own desire. They were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of God came upon them. I don't think our loving
Yeah.
Father did that to us. I mean, was Adam and Eve crapping in the garden looking for leaves to wipe their rear end? I
It's a,
doubt it.
that's an interesting. I mean, I'd probably like to talk about that maybe on another episode.
Oh, sure, sure,
You
yeah.
know, maybe that's something that happened after the great fallout. After they were kicked out of
Transgression
the
in the
garden.
garden.
Yeah,
I think so. I think so.
that could be. It's a very that's an interesting topic.
Because
But yeah,
this flesh definitely has bondage to it. I mean, if you don't realize that you're in bondage to this flesh, try not to eat for like a month. You'll realize how much bondage you are into this flesh.
oh yeah,
We're in bondage, carried off to Babylon, as Scripture says.
we're just vessels on this world, and it's only temporary.
Hmm. That's true.
And
It's not our home, so. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of Him who have suffered the same in hope.